Hey, it's G Bonding with Board Games and RPGs, here to unbox a war game, The Rock of Chickamunga. This is a Hermann Luttmann game, a Black Swan game. And for those of you that watch Hamtag, everybody watches half as much, twice as good. You saw Judd score a most fearful sacrifice as one of the top 5 games he's played in the last 3 years. He does not have this game, but Mark Walker reached out and said, hey, we loved all Judd's positive comments about A Most Fearful Sacrifice, which was 3 days battle at Gettysburg. He said, would you like to take a look at The Rock of Chickamauga? Absolutely. So what am I going to tell you here? First, again, it's on this ode, so I've got my camera adjusted a little bit because in order to get really over top of it, I would have to have it sideways. But this is a heavy game. I want to say this is like 5 pounds sitting here at least. So we'll show you some of the art. Flying Pig Games. We'll come over to the back side so you can see. We've got our map. You can see the little back page here. Back page, back of the box. We're going to go ahead and open this up. I've talked to Judd about teaching me this one as well. We will see. No guarantees that he'll be able to teach it to me. So let me go ahead and, I told you this one's heavy. We're going to get it up here and turn it around. It's so heavy, it took a couple little dings. Can't even see them in shipping. That one maybe. All right, it is weighty. So to even get it open, let me just come in. There we go, sturdy box. I'm going to go ahead and do it sideways so I can come over top. All right, landscape mode will let me get a little more over the top so you can see what's in here. So, this is interesting. So it's wrapped. Let's go ahead and take that. We'll take a look here. All right, so we've got a scenario book and we've got a rule book. Rule book. Let's take just a couple page turns. Good, we've got some history showing us our counter, components, some cards. I love breakout in text telling you that, hey, if you see some of this, it's going to be, historical note or, something to do with a rule, a specific rule check. You can see that color coordination all the way through. We're not going to go page by page. A few examples. There we go. Some more examples of movement. All right. So there is our rule book. Let's see what the scenario book. A little bit thicker. How many pages? 54 pages. All right, let's start from the get-go here. Nice, okay. Break out exactly what part of the map you're going to be fighting on. Judd talked about that, how you've got this giant map, but you're only using one little, maybe, segment. Of course, that was again with Gettysburg. So, but looks like that is carried over. All right, I'm not going to show every single scenario, but we're up to scenario 6. What do we got? Scenario 14. Just to give you an idea, let's get near the end. Some designer notes, counter graphics notes. Let's see this last one. All right, scenario 16, the devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. All right, Meade's Last Stand. Got it. What else was in there? These look like, I was going to say helper aids. Order of battle. Okay, turn track. Whoop. Oh, scenario setup guide. Very cool. Open. No, it does not. Buckner's Core. Hulk's Core. Ooh, Forest. All right. Wheeler. Forrest was quite the fighter. There we go. These open. Combat result table. Haven't seen one of those in a long time. And one for the other player. Terrain. What's on the back? Just more player aids. Got it. All right, let's see. We will come back and unshrink some of these cards. You can see how thick. You get an idea. Rally around the flag. Play immediately. Okay. Let me set these over here. What's this one? All right. That's rally around the flag as well, but for Confederate. Some more silica. Dice that are, they're zipped up. Okay. Standard 6. We'll probably come back to these as well. I'll always check to see how easily they punch out. Flying Pigs game's great. They're going to punch out easy, but we'll check and make sure. We'll look at the lineup. All that's great nowadays. You don't get misaligned counters really hardly ever. We'll take a look at these in a second. Ooh, yeah, this is a beast. Hold on. Look at this. Big, big. There's all your weight. Let me get this out of the way. I'll unfurl the map later because I'm going to have to clear all this out. Oh, yeah. So we've got what looks like 2 major sections. I'll clear all of this out. We'll do that last. So let's take a look at these cards real quick. These kind of have like a little linen finish. I don't know if you can see that maybe. So are these all the same here? Looks that way. They're a little light, but that linen finish is nice. We're not going to look at every single one. Okay. I don't know the significance, but I see something different. Okay. Friction of War. A couple of those. Got it. Let's take a look at the other deck real quick. That was easy to flip through. We'll do that with this. And I like the shrink on these. You kind of flex it and they split down the middle. Makes it easy. All right, same finish. There's Fog of War. Interesting. Rose crayons. Don't know what the borders are. Purple, blue. Long Street. Low ammo. Okay. Let's set these aside. We'll look at the counters, and then I'm going to have to cut, make room, and we'll look at these giant maps. All right, we'll set these down so I don't get the shakes here, and we'll just take a peek, and then we'll flip them, and we'll see how one of these punches out here. So let's check down here. Little tighter. Not really a problem, but they're not falling out. So let's see here. Let's see. I've got to be careful. If they are on there a little tight, I don't want to tear them. All right, so you get a little bit of a hanging chad there, if you can see it. Not bad. That doesn't bother me, but some people will have to clip those off or even round up and clip their corners. So, but no problem. Let's see what this is. We're just going to hold each here. We'll flip it. That punched out, no problem. So maybe it's just those other ones that were in that die cut. Looking good. Set that up here. All I'm seeing is yellow under there. What was that? Oh, shaken. Yeah, all right, you look shaken if you got that yellow on you. Oh, goodness. All units shaken. Wow, all units shaken. Ooh. All right, let me make room for the big boy maps. Goodness gracious. All right, we're going to pick this one first, so let me slide this back here. And let me come over top. Hold on one second. All right, let's take a look. Wow, I am going to have to step back again. Holy moly. Now, this is an expensive game, $150. All right, and oh wow, double-sided, good use. Look how big that is. Wow, let me back up. So I'm going to pan it real quick. And then I'm going to set the other folded up one down inside, or maybe the box lid, just so you get an idea of the scope here. And then I'll come over top, just so you can see some of the detail. And you already know this is a very big box. And it just gets dwarfed by the size of this map. I mean, look at that. Wow. I want to look at that legend. Let me slide that around and we can zoom in on part of that too. All right, not a legend, just a turn order track. But let me zoom in on an area here. So you can see our red dots set the hex, but you can see your roads. You can see the heavy woods, rivers, streams. I'm going to pick one other location here. I don't know this battle, but I want to show you the difference in elevation, which is very easy to pick up. You can even see it from a distance, but let me move real quick. So right here, not even having looked at the map, of course, you can see we've got an elevation change here into this forested area, and then what looks like probably an elevation change as well from these locations. Let me step back off. Of course, you can see the creeks coming around, the roads, the major road coming in. Let me go back over a little bit further out by that turn order track, and you'll see kind of a row of the trees with different, one more elevation level as well. All right, I like this shot because you're able to see our woods, our elevation change, and then these little hilltops. Almost like this is a ridge that's sliding down. That looks perfect. Let me get a whole nother one of these out in place so you can see that map. Goodness gracious. All right, before we do that, I had to flip the map over so you can see the map on the reverse side. Again, I'll take a couple close shots. I will come over top here real quick just to show you a couple points on this map. Just come in on some, what is it, an orchard? And then we'll come back just a little bit to show a little bit more of this map. And then I'm going to put the whole other double-sided one on there. All right, now hold on. I'm going to bring on the other side now that you've seen both front and back of this one. All right, I'm backed way off of this map as well. You can see Missionary Ridge running down. That looks stunning as I'm pulled back this far off the map. I'll pan it real quick. Hang on. The big river coming through. But you get a good feel of the road system. But definitely as you come into Missionary Ridge, it's very impressive. Let me flip this over so you can see the other side. And there is no other side to this one. I got so excited by this one, I didn't even look. So there's 3 giant maps. This one does not have one on the back side. Chief, bonding with board games and RPGs.